Rufai mocks Buhari Twitter ban, says he's tweeting from abroad. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Niger Trends HD. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has returned to Twitter after months of hiatus following a ban on the microblogging site by the Muhammadu Buhari-led regime. Mr. El-Rufai, like many of the regime's faithful, had studiously stayed away from the social media platform, which had largely served as his choice medium for public engagement after the federal government shut down of the site on June 5th. But Mr. El-Rufai shockingly tweeted a response to an admiral's flattering adulation on Wednesday in contravention of the ban on Twitter. He then quickly dispatched suggestions that he had circumvented the government's restraint when a user confronted with allegations that he had tweeted via a virtual private network (VPN), which many Nigerians had been deploying to beat the ban. VPN? Nope. Outside Nigeria for a couple of days, so can tweet for the time being, he replied. Mr. El-Rufai tweeted in his response. Now, the governor's response appears to mock the effectiveness of Twitter ban in Nigeria, as notable Nigerians, especially corporate, religious, and even associates of the government, often come under the excuse of tweeting outside Nigeria's territory to continue using the banned platform in defiance to the regime's directive. Mr. El-Rufai's tweets promptly drew public criticism from Nigerians who believe that the governor, an ardent supporter of the Buhari regime, should comply to the Twitter ban. But Mr. El-Rufai rebuffed the criticisms, arguing that the ban on Twitter doesn't affect freedom of speech and that conflating Twitter with freedom of expression was a significant exaggeration. The Kaduna State Governor joins a host of other prominent Nigerians flouting the Twitter ban on the excuse that they are tweeting outside Nigeria. Prominent preacher Enoch Adeboye, in the wake of the Twitter ban, said his Redeemed Christian Church of God will not comply with a directive banning Twitter in Nigeria. Mr. Adeboye said the prohibition of Twitter use by the Buhari-led regime violated international rights conventions and would be disregarded by his church members. Also, Attorney General Abubakar Malami was caught using virtual private network (VPN) to bypass Buhari regime's access restriction to log into the microblogging site in June. Nigeria in June joined the ranks of Uganda, India, Venezuela, Benin, and Liberia to enforce restrictions on social media and internet usage by its citizens, thereby affecting their freedom of expression. Following the ban, many Nigerians turned to virtual private networks to bypass restrictions placed by network providers. However, Nigeria's Minister of Information Lai Mohammed said that Mr. Malami would ensure that Nigerians who access Twitter, including Pastor Adeboye, after the federal government proclaimed a ban on it, would be prosecuted. This is really interesting, and this is something everyone has been watching. You know, they've been having series of discussion with Twitter, and they've been slight hope that they were giving hope that they want to reopen Twitter. But so far so good. It feels as if the youth are not just the ones who are eager to start using this Twitter. They also need this Twitter. Some of them majorly are secretly using Twitter from what's been displayed online. Now you find out that they are using VPN, not that they are tweeting from outside the country, but they are currently using VPN. But even if you are tweeting from outside the country, being part of this regime and criticizing this Twitter and saying that people should no longer use Twitter, or that you should not even use Twitter even outside this country, you should be able to delete Twitter from your phone so that it will show strong backings that you are solidly against Twitter ban, and not when you travel out of the country, you use Twitter. So the people in Nigeria currently using Twitter, are they buffoons? What do you think of them? This should be a fair game. Everybody ought not to use Twitter. Everybody ought to avoid Twitter. Even if you're outside the country, you should not use Twitter, since you are the pioneer, or since you're among the pioneers pioneering this issue. So guys, I love the comment section a lot, and I think a lot of people have so much to say about this issue. Someone said, it's obvious they can't do without Twitter. Why can't they continue with their we have been seeing their Twitter activities and their online miscreants. APC government will lift the ban before 2023 election. Definitely that is true, because by the end of 2022 they will need somewhere to campaign for votes, so they will cry out and lift this Twitter ban. It's only meant for this period of time. But let's continue. Someone else say, Were can't do without Twitter. It's so obvious, brother. Someone said, confused politicians, Aboki thinks leadership is chasing cow around. Person said, Buhari and Lai Mohammed they make mockery of themselves. Another person said, she be them get carry, I be now waiting be that thing name self. Alright guys, this is the wrap. Thank you very much guys for staying up to this extent. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell icon, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell us what you think about this Twitter ban. Do you think the Nigeria government did the right thing by banning Twitter, or do you think Twitter banning is a hindrance to fundamental human rights, that's freedom of speech? What's your thought on that? Leave it in the comment section. Thank you very much. See you.